you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine Baking with Erin.
Hi, and welcome to Quarantine Baking with Erin. Today, we will be making cream puffs, or choux la creme. We'll be using Mark Bittman's How to Cook Everything. And we're making cream puffs because choux is pretty fast, and then you get cream puffs. Okay, so to get started, I'll preheat the oven to 400, and then I've got a half cup of water that I have been letting warm up. It's close to a boil. It's not quite there yet. Alright, that's fine enough. And then I have 4 tablespoons of butter. This is kind of like a Franken butter because it's just a bunch of tiny butter sticks that I've combined. It doesn't matter. And we're just gonna let melt the butter in water. And then we're gonna add a pinch of salt. That's probably a pinch. And then we're gonna stir until the butter melts. I first made choux when making eclairs, but we've all witnessed Eclairgate, and we're not going to do that again today. In fact, our cream puffs are not going to be piped with a pastry cream. We're just gonna fill them with whipped cream, and I think it'll be alright. Just make sure that this melts. Boop, boop, boop. And then, alright, then we're gonna add, let's turn this down to medium-high heat. We're going to add a half cup of flour all at once and stir constantly. For a couple of minutes. I say a couple of minutes. We all know I'm gonna do it until I don't feel like doing it anymore. What else is going on? We've gotten a lot of snow. I feel like every video is like, oh, there's a storm coming. It's President's Day, which is, you know, happy President's Day, y'all. What else? I haven't even seen any interesting, I did see geese. I saw some geese on my run this morning. Yesterday, I went on a mission to photograph some ducks, and there was not a duck to be photographed, so today I was happy to see geese. That's the best part about spring, is because there are so many woodland creatures. Like near where we live, we have a ton of chipmunks and squirrels and bunnies, and in the winter, they either hibernate or just aren't frolicking about, and that's sad. Okay, so we are going to take our mixture and we're going to put it into the mixer. Put the mixture in the mixer. Alright. Make sure that it's going. And then we're going to add 2 eggs. Also, I'm having this recipe mostly because mostly because I only have 3 eggs and you would otherwise need 4, but also because I don't know if we need 2 dozen cream puffs that, when filled with whipped cream, are not going to last that long. So you have to eat them pretty quickly. So we're only going to have a dozen or so, depending on how well I like them. Alright, so I cracked in 1 egg. I'm trying to remember. I didn't read the instructions very carefully because I was like, oh, I've made choux, this is fine. But I think you're supposed to mix it like 30 seconds or so in between. Yes, you're supposed to mix it, and then you're supposed to make sure that it's all combined before you add in your second egg. I remember. Alright, so we'll just scrape down the sides. And a second egg. Remembering when I did choux, the recipe that or for Claire's, the recipe that I said, like you should make sure the dough is wet enough to slightly fall off the hook. I don't think that's what's going on here, so I'm torn. Do I add the 3rd egg, or do I trust the recipe? We're gonna add the 3rd egg. I think. Yeah, I made choux first at my mom's house over Christmas break. So I was thinking like using her KitchenAid. Plus, you remember things better when you are in different places, which is why they recommend that you're studying for a test, that you do it in different places, because you will associate what you learned with where you were. And if you're in more places, you will, have more connections. Okay, we're gonna call this what it is. It is what it is. And then another shortcut. Mark Bittman approved shortcut. He said that for cream puffs, you don't have to pipe them the way that you do for Claire's, because with Claire you're making a tube shape or a hot dog shape. But for cream puffs, you can just scoop them. So I wish that I had a tinier scoop, but I'll do this. Let's see how it goes. I also saw when looking up recipes, you can do basically a cream puff without the filling, and then you just do basically all of this and put sugar on top, and then that's the whole thing. That's the whole treat. I'm deciding right now if I want to do that. I don't think so. What do you think? Should I make them half and half? No? Okay. Because if you make them with the sugar on top and not the filling, they will be better longer. But I don't really think that these cream puffs are going to last the night. I don't think we have that kind of dessert lifespan problem in this house. Okay. Alright, so we are going to get about a dozen. And then I didn't check, shocker, how long to, let me get one more, how long to bake them. I'd imagine not long, but I don't know, maybe 25 minutes. That's my guess. Michael, over or under? Under. That's how you know we've been in quarantine too long. Betting on baking time. 40 minutes. I think I remember that with eclairs too. I was like, what? That's so long. All right, so we're gonna, the oven is hot, as it should be. We're gonna pop these in. Don't turn the oven off. Nope. All right, we'll check back in. All right, the timer's just gone off, but Michael is taking a nap, so I'm filming, so let's see how this goes. All right, I'll turn the timer off, and look at these. They've puffed up so much. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, all right, let me do this without dropping my phone into the oven and burning it. Look at these. They're so cute. Could they be? No, I think they're a good color. Okay. Let's get these onto a cooling rack. Shout out to Michael for filming me because it is really hard to bake while filming. Okay, bloop. And then I will need to find some toothpicks somewhere because I need to poke a hole in the top to let them be able to release steam. So that will be my next quest. Come on. Is it better to look at me? Is it more interesting for me to just show my face? Yep. I don't know. I probably should invest in a tripod. This is... Okay, I'm gonna put these on the thing and then I'm gonna poke them with a hole. Hold on. All right, so I've got a toothpick and I'm just gonna let some air escape. This is very trippy to look through the camera at the cream puffs. Okay, we're making moves. Boop. Boop. All right, and so these little babies are going to cool down to room temperature, and then we will pipe them, and then we will eat them. Well, we'll also make the whipped cream to pipe them, but we'll check back in. Okay, so we've got our little puffs. Now we need our cream for the cream puffs. Okay, this is not going to be, I have no idea what this is. That's probably, I don't know, a cup. Cup and a half. Because even if I don't use all the whipped cream in the puffs, I will use it in my day-to-day life. Adding sugar. That's 1 tablespoon. Roughly 2 tablespoons. I don't know. 3. Whipped cream is not a science. And then obviously, let me go pour in too much vanilla. It's a lot. That's alright. I've never heard of too much of a good thing. Let's Do you want more sugar? One more? Yeah. All right. Okay. Ooh, ooh. One more tablespoon of sugar. So we're at what? 4? It'll probably be a little grainy, the sugar, but I don't want to whip it anymore because it's already pretty thick. Okay, and then we're going to pipe into our cream puffs. Now let's see how this goes. Oh, there's a lot of whipped cream going in there. That's nice. All right. I'm just gonna do 2 because no one wants to watch me pipe these, and I also want to get to eating them. So we'll check back in for the final verdict.
All right, so everything about this looks wonderful, and I'm very excited to be a part of this. There are lots of people I want to thank, but I mostly just want to get to eating.
All right, show us the inside.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a lot of cream.
Delicious. Crispy outside, creamy inside.
I'm excited for this.
How about that?
I don't think anything's wrong with it. It's just fine. 7 out of 10. It's whatever.
It's obviously 10 out of 10.
Bye!
Well, are you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine Baking with Erin.